The Agents of Sabotage DLC introduced the Garment Factory, and with it 4 new robberies for you to do. Dubbed as Files and similar to the Chop Shop robberies, these will come with 3 setups and 1 finale that also have bonus objectives. So in this guide, I will show you how to get all of these bonus objectives and earn yourself an additional $50,000 every time. I will also show you some neat tricks you can do in select setup missions if they are applicable. Timestamps below, let's get into it. First up, here's all the password solutions that you can possibly encounter during these missions. In the first setup of the brute force file, you have to locate the armor, but instead of checking every single vehicle, you can also just shoot the windows of the cars you have to search and just simply look for a crate, saving you a bit of time. In the second setup, you have to pick between a couple of vehicles. Make sure to grab the Mesa like I am in the footage to make sure that you can achieve the time for the bonus objective in the finale. The third setup requires you to find someone in the music locker. There's a total of 3 different locations where you can find him. On the top floor, on the dance floor, and also in the bathroom. The finale bonus objectives require you to do the following: reach the base in 5 minutes, enter area A undetected, and destroy 5 vehicles with the Scarab. Reaching the base in 5 minutes is actually more generous than you might think. Personally, it took me less than 4 minutes by following the route that I will show you on the screen in a second. A small optimization you can also do is by using the car parked next to you or the personal vehicle to get to the Mesa a little bit quicker. If the Mesa spawns on your right, however, it is a little bit faster, just simply run towards it. When you're at the base, simply follow what the game tells you to do, and when you're inside, it's time to start avoiding every single enemy with ease. In order to squeeze your way through the narrow sections, all you have to do is take cover on the wall on the left hand side. This way, you'll be able to avoid every single enemy, except for one which you can do simply melee. When you're in the hallway, you have to take out one more enemy and then make your way to the end. As soon as you do, you will be spotted right away. That is fine, as at that point you will have completed the undetected requirement. A Juggernaut with a minigun will also be in this room, so fight fire with fire and hose them down with a minigun. If you don't have one, you can pick one up from the hallway that you just came through. Once the room is cleared, you can then make your way to the Scarab and head home. Destroying the vehicles is a bit of a headache, as the Scarab's minigun is, well, complete ass. Your best bet is to go to the highway and look for tall vehicles to mow down. You can take your time with this if you have to and use the kinetic pulse to potentially explode some vehicles too, or at the very least flip them on their side so they're easier to hit. Once you got 5 vehicles destroyed, you can then drive to the buyer and move on to the next file. In the first setup, there's a chance you need to go on a roof in Vespucci Beach. You simply want to use a helicopter for this to avoid getting shot as soon as you get up there. Or if you don't have a helicopter, then just simply be quick about it and spam snacks to stay alive. There's luckily also a different variation if this one is giving you too much of a headache. That doesn't require you to go to any roofs whatsoever and just simply requires you to take a couple of guys down. Also, just for good measure, here's the correct ladder to climb onto whenever you are in LSIA. It's on the south side of the tower. In the third setup, you need to take off in a Tula, but you can also decide to just wait before you go by just getting in and then getting out again to shoot down all the helicopters. Once you've taken out a total of 6 helicopters, you can get back into your Tula and just fly off. Also make sure to use the speed boost you get by just pressing your left stick on your controller. I'm not entirely sure what the PC controls for that is, I do apologize, but make sure to use the boost. The bonus objectives for the finale require you to destroy all the 4 plane engines, recover all the plane contents, and kill 5 enemies during the escape. Destroying 4 plane engines is best done by either using the VTOL mode if you're close enough to the plane, or if you are familiar enough with flying planes in the game, to slow it down enough so you can then shoot the engines the regular way. Another effective strategy that I've found to do is to kind of just get really close to it and basically be in the engines themselves and then start shooting too. I know it's a little bit goofy to try to do that, but you have enough health with the Tula and you're going to get shot down by the jets regardless, so you don't have to worry about the helicopters or the jets that are following you. Just simply put all your focus on trying to get the engines down. Having said that, you also have plenty of time to do it, as the amount of time that it takes until the cutscene is triggered is basically all the way until you're in the mountains around the Vinewood Hills type of area. And if you want to save yourself a bit of time and you've already destroyed all the 4 plane engines, you can then also already make your way towards the LMOC to just wait until the cutscene triggers and the plane is in the sea over there. When you're in the water, you want to be looking out for 2 dark gray blips on your map. These are the secondary objectives that you are looking for. When you have them, you can move on to the main objective. When you have the black box and you're in the dinghy, you want to make sure to take a passenger seat and don't use the weapon in front. It's terrible and it doesn't turn around enough. While in the passenger seat, you'll be able to hit enemies in a 360 direction, making it a whole lot easier to shoot enemies with ease, especially if you're on console where you can lock onto enemies. 5 enemies shouldn't be a problem at all, as there will be plenty of enemies to take out. Headshots aren't needed, as enemies will die quick enough, but they are obviously preferred to save yourself a bit of time and give more room for error. The fine art file setups are very simple, but while we are here, in the first setup you have to lower the container. You can just simply shoot the box on top and you will save yourself a bunch of time instead of just having to look around for the button. The helicopter choice in the second setup really doesn't matter, but the Granada is the fastest one, and the target in the third setup always looks the same. Just look for the guy in the red shirt and wait until the circle of your drone turns green. The fine art finale objectives are probably also the easiest out of the bunch. You need to enter the penthouse undetected, flick the switch in 60 seconds, and take all the cabinet contents. Now this is the part where I tell you that it will be impossible for you to be detected during this, unless you decide to whip out the RPG and start blowing everyone up. Really all you want to do is bring an assault shotgun with a suppressor so you can easily one-shot every single enemy. No headshots required. And just for good measure, while we're here, in order to complete this puzzle, all you have to do is just basically line up the line from left to right. So it starts off with the little thingy over here, and then you just want to follow the line and basically make sure that line then follows up with the next one, which then should look something like this. And the best way to know that you've done it correctly is looking at the top right, where you can see the green line pop up, and then it's when you know you can confirm and move on with the mission. The switch is also very easy to find, as it's always going to be in the exact same location, underneath the table, right here. The cabinet contents, yeah, that's easy too. Just simply interact with the 3 cabinets that are in the exact same room and complete the mission. It's really that easy. The Project Breakaway file setups are once again very straightforward. The only thing I could think of here is to show you what the truck looked like in the first setup, just in case you didn't know already. But aside from that, I got nothing useful to add other than have fun! For the finale objectives, you are required to locate a Project Breakaway in 5 minutes, get 15 headshots and recover the black books and server blades. Project Breakaway has 3 possible locations that can be easily found by looking at your Trackify app. If you're facing south, the blip in front of you is where you will have to go, which will be over here. If you're on the bridge and the blip is on the left side, you will have to go to the scrapyard. And if you're on the bridge and the blip is on the right side, you will have to go to Weasel Plaza, which is over here. Even if you don't have a fast vehicle and you have to use the Firebolt ASP that's provided in the finale, you can easily make it there, unless you're driving in reverse and crash into everything. But if you're doing that, you might need to visit a driving school first. The 15 headshots should also not be an issue. There are once again plenty of enemies to take out. Just simply take your time with the headshots and you should be totally fine. And finally, the black books and the server blades. There are a total of 5 cages and 3 of them will have the items that you are looking for. Just look into the cage for a trolley before opening them to save yourself a little bit of time. Pick up the black books and the server blades before or after picking up the main objective and complete the rest of the mission. Easy enough. And that is how you complete all the bonus objectives in the finales of the Agents of Sabotage DLC. Thank you all for watching, leave a like, subscribe and become a member like Chloe, GTA Plus and Notorious Jam, and I'll see you all later.